YouTube, what's going on? Wanye Films, back with another vlog. Today is day 2 of Vlogmas, and you're just in time because I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about your camera's histogram. Stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm going to cut straight to the point. If you don't know what a histogram is, I'll explain briefly about what it is. Alright, so if you go ahead and you click your histogram, you're going to notice the little squiggly lines. They go up and down like this. That's your histogram. Photographers tend to use their histogram to get a better reading of exposure. This means that the histogram will allow the photographer to get a perfect exposure every time. If you don't know how to read the histogram, it's quite simple. Everything towards the left of the histogram is going to be the shadows. Everything towards the right is going to be the highlights, and everything in between will be the midtones. If you want a perfect exposure, make sure that your histogram is balanced completely to the middle. If your histogram is dragged to one side, say it's dragged all the way to the left, that means your image is highly underexposed. You either want to bump your aperture up, bring your shutter speed down, or worst comes to worst, bump your ISO up. That's the only way that you're going to get the perfect exposure. If your histogram is leaning all the way to the left, again, that means your image is poorly exposed and it's definitely underexposed. You want to bring it up. For instance, I'll give you an example. Your image will look like this. Alright, so you don't want to do that. Make sure that you are exposing correctly, and your histogram will definitely help you out. Now, on the other hand, if your histogram is leaning all the way towards the right, that means you're losing a lot of detail in the highlights. You want to bring it all the way back down. You're going to have a washed out image. You know, adjust your aperture, your shutter speed, and ISO to get that perfect exposure. And the only way you're going to tell if you got the perfect exposure is by reading your histogram. Do not rely on your LCD screen because it will play tricks on you. Trust me, I've been there. I know all about it. You know, you get out there, you're shooting, and then all of a sudden you bring your images and your footage back home, and you dump your card and you go through everything you just shot, and it's just not the way you've seen it on the LCD screen. Trust me, read your histograms and read them right, because for another example, this is what your footage is going to look like. Your histogram is leaning all the way towards the right. Just keep your histogram somewhere in the middle. You want it to look like this, and it's perfectly exposed every time. Also, another great way to find out if you are exposed correctly, if you look into your viewfinder and you see the little, there's going to be a little 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side, and in the middle there's going to be a 0, and then there's going to be an arrow that goes back and forth. Just make sure that that arrow is in the middle at 0 and you are perfectly exposed every time. It doesn't matter, you could be a little off, maybe to the 1 on one side or 1 on the other. That's not a big deal. Once the arrow leaves the light meter, you are either overexposed or underexposed. So keep that in mind and you'll have a perfect exposure every time.
In downtown Mystic. If you're ever around, you should definitely go there. I didn't catch your name. Hey, Tommy. I didn't catch.
Oh shit! Stop.
Right. You want to be in our video? Sure. YouTube.
What's up, Tom? How you been?
Buddy, doing all right, man. Just on a break.
Yeah, where you at?
Mr. Knott's.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Mr. Knotworks.
Go on over to Mystic Knotwork.
I got sugar all over my hands.
Cool.
You want to end the vlog out though?
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on Wanye Films videos. Head over to my channel, Pizza Queen Rach. Hopefully Wayne will put a link in the description. And we'll see you in the next one.